Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. I know it's been a while, but we're going to be coming back from time to time. My name is Josh, and today we are doing a review for the movie from Street Ret Films or Productions, uh, The Beast of Walton Street, directed by Dusty Austin, written by Dusty Austin and Athena Merzda. So it's a horror movie about two best friends, Sketch and Constance. Constance is played by Athena Merzda, and Sketch is played by Mia Jones. Uh, they encounter a beast, and it's a pretty big beast. It's a werewolf movie. So they encounter the werewolf and they try to survive. Uh, However, there's twists and turns as you go. Plenty of Easter eggs playing homage to a lot of past werewolf movies and stuff like that. Uh, I want to say that I think they have, at least from what I've seen, the world's largest, like tallest dumpster I've ever seen, which is awesome. Uh, the Beast is actually played by Charles Merzda. Uh, he did a good job. The practical effects were awesome. The Beast effects were awesome. Tons of blood and gore. I mean, she literally goes swimming in a dumpster full of blood. I mean, there's nothing else you could say. So these two friends are trying to, just live their life and stuff like that. And they encounter the werewolf, and well, the werewolf and them have they have a couple of encounters. I don't want to spoil too much, but it was definitely worth watching. The cinematography was awesome. The music was awesome. The acting was awesome. I mean, everything from top to bottom was awesome. You know, I think that could have been longer, maybe, but you don't want things to be too long. Because if you get too much of a good thing, then it sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I like the timing. I like the way that things went with this from beginning to end. So Constance, the character, is a kind of a no nonsense. She has emotions but tries to hide them, and overall is a badass character. And she tries to make sure that she's there for her friend, and is you know it's a character that people can relate to because either we all know somebody who's like that, or we are people who are like that. Which is not a bad thing because sometimes if you show too much emotion, yeah. But the gore in this movie is well placed, and it is just not like gore, 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 gore. There was you know it was like specifically placed in certain scenes and at certain times, and it was perfect, for what it was. Because I can tell you right now, I've seen a lot of werewolf movies, and this one holds up against The Howling and American Werewolf in London. My opinion, just my opinion. But I think Dusty Austin, as a writer and a director, she's awesome. But she's also just an awesome person. I think that what she brings to the indie community is something sorely needed right now. And her and Athena, they both are phenomenal people, and I was lucky enough to have them both on the show, and hopefully one day again have them both on the show, or maybe even work together at some point. They awesome people. Definitely give them a follow on their social medias. I think it's Street Rat Productions on Instagram. You know, uh, Mia Jones brings the character of Sketch. She's just a likable character, and she's dealing with her own thing while also dealing with the werewolf, and it gets to a point to where you're rooting for her to, like, do really good. Again, I don't want to spoil nothing, but I will say that it was definitely a refreshing take on the werewolf genre, you know, and I think the dynamic between the character of Sketch and the character of Constance is kind of like a sisterly thing. I mean, they're obviously best friends, looking out for each other and everything like that, and it really gets to a point to where you have got werewolf against person or people, and then people against werewolf or werewolves. Don't want to ruin anything, but I will say that the climax of the film, the final fight was really good. Was I mean actually one of my favorites I've seen in quite a while. But I will say that the gore is good. The one liners is good. Everything about this movie is awesome. There's not one bad thing. Well, okay, there's one bad thing about it. It's just not long enough. I like long movies, but it was good for what it was. Not good for what it was. It was awesome. But sorry, tongue tied. But I rate my movies 1 to 10. Some movies just go straight into the Hall of Fame. This is one of those ones that's actually going to go straight into the Hall of Fame just because timing was awesome, acting was awesome, music, cinematography, just everything was awesome. And my hat's off to them, and I look forward to everything that they do in the future. And again, I hope to have them on the show again one time or multiple times. It's up to them. And hopefully, if I'm lucky enough one day in the future, we all can work together. So the movie is a Hall of Fame movie in my opinion. This may be a film for some people. This may not be a film for some people. It was a film for me, and therefore, I'm giving it a Hall of Fame rating. And until next time, everyone, stay NC-17.